Got the scooter going. I have a business lesson for you that I know can be extremely valuable, especially if you're making that transition from learning something that you've never done before and wanting to get extremely well at it and proficient at it. And it reminded me, I was talking to Yvette today, we were going on these scooters earlier, and there was a little bit of doubt and hesitation on her part on going on one of the scooters, and so we wanted to get to practicing in a parking lot. And it just started reminding me of, I know Yvette knows how to ride a scooter, she knows how to ride a bike, and so the mechanics of it is not the issue. The issue more so comes when outside elements or forces or people or cars are in the way, and all of a sudden our emotions on our mental faculties start to kick in, and that's when mistakes can be made. That's when challenges could occur and chaos could happen. And it reminded me of when playing basketball and some of the great coaches that I've had. And when I would go and practice, he told me the difference between a good player and a great player is a good players practice all the time. But what great players do is they learn to put themselves in situations, and in practice, during the practice, they put themselves in situations like they would be experiencing in a game. In other words, if you're planning on doing a certain type of shot or move, instead of doing it when you're 100% and you just got warmed up, why don't you get yourself extremely tired? Get your legs tired like you would be in a game of playing defense, of going back and forth, of running up and down the court. And when your legs are at that point and that tired, that's the true reality of how you're gonna show up in a game. So if you condition yourself to practice like you were playing in a game. And so I started doing that. I would mentally, physically get myself super tired and my legs super tired, and then mentally I would create a scenario. Even though I was practicing by myself, I would mentally be in that scenario. So the more and more I did it, the more I conditioned myself, and I was one of the greatest shooters in Southern California. And I don't say that to brag, I say that it's because there was a strategy behind it. So if you want to get better at business, if you want to get better at converting sales, wouldn't it make sense, instead of just practicing calling and doing it on your own where it's easy and nice and simple and you may sound good doing it, the best way to get better is doing it in real life, doing it and creating a scenario where maybe you and your partners, you practice on each other, but then you make real phone calls and you get better at enrolling, you get better at closing, you get better at presenting, but mentally put yourself in a situation where you are really doing it. So this weekend, Yvette and I are gonna put ourselves in a parking lot, but we're gonna be going through some mental scenarios so that when chaos happens in the outside world, she is peaceful and ready to go in the inside world. Come follow us, Wealth Whisperer.